This past week, I've been doing everything right, hitting my steps every single day, eating well and within my targets, and staying consistent. Mentally, I'm there. I'm ready to take this all the way. But my body, it's still dragging behind. Like it didn't get the memo. It's not about going harder, it's about sticking with it long enough for my body to catch up. The gap between where my mind is and where my body is right now, that's what defined this entire week. And this whole journey is teaching me something I've never been good at. Patience. I've hit this strange point where my brain is fully in the game. It's fully ready to go. I want to move more. I want to train harder. I want results faster. But my knees are like, nah, bro. We're just learning how to walk again. What's the matter with you? Every step takes effort. Simple chores leave me winded. I tried out this outdoor gym near my walk route, and even those basic wood machines absolutely wrecked me. And I look at other people working out and I say, I could do that. But my body's reminding me that it's undoing decades of being sedentary. It's frustrating because I finally have the will, but I don't yet have the capacity. And that kind of mismatch is really hard to live with day to day. But I'm not letting that stop me. I'm just learning how to deal with it and work with it instead of fighting against it. I came into week 3 thinking, this is gonna get easier, and I knew that it will start to be a little bit easier. But I've been doing this for 2 weeks now. It's gotta get easier, right? Spoiler, it didn't. There were days where I felt bloated, sore, exhausted, and the scale was not budging. And I was like, seriously? After all this effort? It's still this hard? It's still not showing the results I want? But here's where it clicked. This journey is not only physical, it's mental and it's emotional. And I think the mental side of things is actually more important than the physical one, at least at the very beginning right now. And one of the things that I've always struggled with, even outside weight loss, is patience and learning how to deal with things in a patient way and not jumping from A to B to C to D super fast and my mind going 1,000 miles an hour. I've lived a life wanting fast results, crash diets, overnight fixes, shortcuts, and they never worked. So now I need to try something different. I need to slow down. I need to trust the process. Because if I want this to actually last, I can't be sprinting into burnout. I need to respect the pace my body can handle. That means giving it time to adapt, to strengthen, and to basically support me again. So here's what's wild about this week. Last Saturday, day 12, I weighed in at over 209 kilos. And then on day 14, 2 days later, it dropped to 207. And what's even more interesting is that I've stayed at that weight ever since. So I locked down those gains. This means that it wasn't just water weight or some random fluctuation. My body actually shifted. My body actually made a change into better. And that not only meant that I lost some water weight, but also means I packed on some muscle. And I also lost some fat. So overall, maintaining this line is a very positive sign. Even though that in the moment it does not seem that way and it's very disappointing. And holding that new low all week, even with some tough days, is proof that what I'm doing is working. And honestly, I'm excited. 207 means I'm this close to be under 450 pounds. And soon after that, I will be under 200 kilos in the first time in years. Yeah. Cheers to that. That's gonna be a huge milestone. That's gonna be something different. I can feel it coming. It's not gonna be instant, not instantly, but inevitably. There were little moments that stuck with me this week. One day I was just out walking, feeling physically and kind of mentally drained, and a deer just walked in front of me. Does this mean that I'm getting a high honor ending? This might sound cheesy, but it felt in the moment that, you know, I'm on the right track and that I'm doing something right and that I should just keep pushing, because this doesn't happen every day. And just yesterday, I found that weird chair in the forest on the trail. Bench thing. And normally I'd ignore it, but, you know, I had to give it a shot and I went for it, and it looked quite wide. Let me just be honest. You know, just fitting in that, and it made it feel like it was tailor-made for me, for old me maybe, because I would have fit in that a few months ago as well. So that was crazy. Chair anxiety is a real thing for me, and you know, not having to deal with that, especially when you're tired and it was a hot day out and there was some nice shade there. Yeah, that was a really nice break with some really nice, a view and water. Yeah, not bad. Moments like this are rare to me, so I cherished and enjoyed every single moment of it. It might sound silly and it might sound like, you know, like, what? You just sat on a thing and... But that really made my day. I don't know. It just, it kept pushing me a little bit more, you know, to actually get to the end of the trail and then come back. And yeah, it was a good moment. And even though this week was hard, those little wins, you know, just fitting into something and managing to finish that long walk in the heat, and even cleaning the kitchen, especially when I don't feel like moving or I'm having a low energy day, they add up, and they add up mentally as well, and give you the push to actually, you know, keep going in those days that start bad and start with low energy. They tell me that even if I don't feel the progress every day, it's happening and it's there. So we're almost 1,000 here on YouTube. That's crazy, man. It's just crazy. I honestly, I can't, I still need to adjust to that, and to the fact that there's so many of you just watching and following this journey. And I feel like this is turning into something bigger, and as it does, I want it to shift into also helping people that were in the same point where I was when beginning this, because without any structure and support system, it is nearly impossible to get started into a weight loss journey, and you keep being stuck in exactly the same bad habits, issues, and you don't see how you could begin. And I think the biggest thing that I missed was structure in the beginning. And, you know, of course, the initial push to actually start, but I missed a sense of structure. And I looked around for journals, for trackers, and I found some, but none of them were tailored to just getting me started, to just giving me the structure to get started. I actually made a log for myself. Yeah. Of course, it's called the Chonk Log, and it's basically meant to just give me a sense of structure and track every single day. I'll put this out soon enough, and if you guys like it, or if you think people would benefit from this, yeah, I don't know. I don't like pushing these kind of things. So if you want to get something that gives you a sense of structure and a sense of daily tracking and daily just having a chat with yourself, basically, that's kind of my thinking on this. So when it's ready, I'll put it out there and let me know what you think. This week reminded me of one huge truth. My mind might be ready to sprint, but my body is just learning how to walk again. And instead of resenting that, I'm choosing to respect it, because rushing got me here. Slowing down is what's actually gonna save me. So if you're like me, mentally fired up, but physically still catching up, don't give up. It's part of the process. Give your body time to meet you where your mindset is right now. And if you want to follow somebody doing that in real time, hit subscribe. And let's keep showing up. One slow, sweaty, imperfect day at a time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Chonk out.